Hello, Leo, and welcome to my channel, Tarot by Gabrielle. This is going to be a general reading for Sun, Moon, Rising, and Venus signs, looking at your recent past, your current energy, and your immediate future, answering the question, what do you need to know right now in order to move forward in alignment with your higher self? As always, I've gone ahead and pulled the overall energy for the reading and clarified those messages. I have a tarot deck that we'll be using already shuffled, as well as the decks that I'll be using in the extended. Any information on the extended reading or on booking a personal reading with me is in the description box below. Last thing, please remember these are general readings. They are not here to resonate fully for everyone. So do remember to take what does resonate and helps your personal situation and leave what does not. All right, Leo, in your recent past, you have pause with the Chariot in reverse. Your recent past was a lot of feeling kind of like you were in limbo, like things not really moving forward, things not progressing the way that you wanted or hoped, or maybe you did kind of just take a pause and stop trying to move things forward. Either way, I feel like this rest was very good for you. It almost feels like you might not feel rejuvenated, but it feels like your soul's a little bit more rejuvenated, because I do feel like things have kind of been intense for you recently, and having some time to just kind of like almost like take a breath out, I feel like was really good. Now, in your current energy, you have clear out the old with the Six of Cups. I thought it was kind of interesting and almost kind of funny, which we'll see in a second, but how well the tarot card that was pulled clarified the oracle card, because it was like you have pause and then the Chariot in reverse, which is like pause is like things not moving forward, right? Chariot in reverse, things not moving forward. And you have clear out the old, and then you have past, right, with the Six of Cups. So right now I feel like you're in an energy of kind of shedding old versions of yourself, shedding your past a little bit, maybe actually moving on from situations that existed in your past that no longer serve you. Maybe, letting go of relationships, friends, jobs, paths in general that don't align with you. I feel like to you, this clearing out the old energy is usually pretty challenging. It comes with a lot of feelings of grief and sadness and loss, but when we can work through those in a healthy manner, we usually get to the point where we open our energy up for a lot of good to come in, because then in your immediate future, you have bountiful harvest with the Six of Pentacles being receiving and reciprocation. So I just thought it was kind of funny how these tarot cards confirmed the message, but I do feel like you're making room for new, clearing out the old and welcoming the new. That's what I feel is happening here for you, Leo. So let's start. The new might not have appeared yet, but let's start by looking at your recent past, clarifying pause with Chariot in reverse. What was Leo dealing with in their recent past? Recent past for Leo. One more. Recent past for Leo, please. Recent past for Leo, please. Recent past for Leo, please. Maybe. This is for Leo's recent past. There we go. Okay. I feel like the reason that things were kind of like at a pause is, remember that the closer you get to the end of a cycle, the harder that cycle gets to close, because the more intense things will get. It's like you work through this cycle, right? And then the closer you get to fully closing out this cycle, it's like all of the lessons that you've learned throughout the cycle come up at once, and you have to kind of deal with actually, using what you've learned to close out the cycle. So what that can look like is, say you walk away from a relationship that doesn't serve you, you do healing and you learn that, throughout this relationship, you were never given what you deserve and all of this stuff. But then, like, when you're feeling good, like that person comes back and tells you that they're going to change and gives you all of these false promises, and you have to make the decision, no, I'm not going to go back to what didn't serve me, because this person's told me they were going to change before and they didn't, and I'm not going to believe that again. I'm going to close that cycle and I'm going to open up the new. But it always seems to work that way. It's like we work through a cycle, and then right when we're able to close it, all of the lessons kind of come up at once. Now, I feel like the reason that things were at a pause is you were kind of feeling a little little less like your Leo self in your recent past, a little less confident, maybe a little less powerful, just not at your like full capacity in your recent past. And it was almost like the universe was like it was like you needed to recharge, like you had to recharge your battery, recharge your energy, because the end of the cycle was coming, and the universe wanted you to be at your kind of like strongest to be able to close this out. So I feel like that's why things haven't been moving forward for you. Recent past for Leo, please. Recent past for Leo, please. One more. Recent past for Leo, please. This is for Leo's recent past. It's almost like you were working through this devil energy. And this devil energy could be a lot of different things, working through maybe mental health, working through addiction, working through attachment to another person, because addiction can come in all forms, right? It can, of course, be substances, but it can also be in the form of people too. And it's almost like through your past, you were kind of working through these attachments and maybe these kinds of like old behaviors that didn't serve you as much anymore, so that you could gain some clarity. And I feel like you've kind of been on this journey of self betterment, and it was almost like you needed this pause in your journey to, like I said, get to kind of being that strongest, best version of yourself, so that you could fully close out a cycle here, fully start to move forward to this bountiful harvest. Reset past for Leo. One more. Recent past for Leo, please. Recent past for Leo. But through this, because I feel like you are leaving kind of a, it's like it almost feels like not just leaving behind like past situations, like it even feels like you're leaving behind a past version of you, Leo. That's what this feels like. Um, and when we do that, it can give us kind of a negative view on the future. We can think that if we're not how we've always been, that things aren't going to be as good as they once were, right? We can always have a tendency to get ourselves in that mindset that the past is better than what the future holds. And that's typically just because our brains, our ego, if you will, really likes that feeling of predictability and knowing what things are going to feel like and what the experiences are going to be like. And so when we leave behind old patterns and old behavior and people and situations that don't serve us anymore, it can come with a surprising amount of grief, not even just about what it is that you're leaving behind, but also the person that you once were with that situation in your life, or that you once thought you would be with a certain situation. And it can give us kind of this negative outlook on the future. And I feel like it's like you were working through a lot of negativity, and that negativity is natural. It's not necessarily like you did anything wrong, but I feel like all of this was to kind of gain some clarity so that you could clear out that old and make room for the new. So let's shift gears here, Leo, to your current energy. Current energy for Leo, clarify and clear out the old with the Six of Cups. Current energy for Leo, clarify and clear out the old with the Six of Cups. One more. Clear out the old with the Six of Cups for Leo's current energy, please. Page of Swords with the Star. Hang on, I want to get more on this Page of Swords. It kind of feels like you're tapping into a new level of you. Like it's like, Leo, it's like you're leveling up here. You're doing some healing. You're working through, old patterns, old behaviors. And it's almost like you're tapping in. Yeah, you're stepping out of your comfort zone. Three of Wands with the Judgment. It's like you're stepping out of your comfort zone. You're no longer seeing things for what they could be. You're no longer looking for the potential in people and situations, and you're choosing what aligns with your worth. And it's almost like through that, you're kind of leveling up a little bit. Now, I feel like you were, kind of you're in this in between. I feel like you're in this in between of still kind of holding on to past, things, versions of you, etc., and then also what the future holds. So it kind of feels like you're in this in between phase, but you're tapping into that next level of you and your life, which is really an exciting place to be because there's so much possibility. Now, it's kind of interesting because when you're in that space, like I feel like you both kind of hold grief for your past and excitement for your future at the same time. And it's okay to have space for both. You can understand that things won't be like they were in the past and things probably won't ever be like they once were, but that doesn't mean that they can't still be good. It doesn't mean you can't still have wonderful, exciting experiences. It just means things aren't going to be like they were in the past because you're not that person anymore. Those situations and those cycles and those people, they don't serve you. But it doesn't mean, again, that things aren't still going to be great. So I feel like you're in this in between, kind of the old you and the new you. And it's actually, I feel like, a pretty cool place to be for you, Leo. It might not feel like it. You might just kind of feel a little lost and confused. And sometimes when you're in that space, you might feel like you're kind of having an identity crisis because you're like, well, I'm not who I used to be, but I don't really know who I am. But that's okay. You don't have to know. You don't have to have all the answers right now. You can be where you are right now. But I do definitely feel like you're leveling up, and I like that. That's a different kind of reading. Current energy for Leo, please. There we go. Current energy for Leo. Current energy for Leo. Okay, so you're still waiting on this sun here, this happiness, this fulfillment. Things still aren't moving forward. I do feel like you're kind of in a place of confusion. Again, you're just kind of in this limbo, like in between period. And I honestly feel like, you're still shedding old layers. You're still shedding old aspects of yourself that don't align with you anymore. And that can come with a lot of confusion because you can feel like, well, I once thought this path or this person was really meant for me, and now it just doesn't feel like it anymore. But now I don't know what's meant for me. I know that I don't want to do that or be involved in that anymore, but now I don't really know where to go. And you're still kind of in this search for this sun, for this fulfillment, for this happiness again. And honestly, Leo, that's kind of life right there. We have life is an up and down journey, up and down, up and down. And I feel like, sometimes when we're healing from a lot of things that we've been through in the past, it can feel like we're never going to get to a place that is going to be happy and abundant again, especially if we've been through pretty painful experiences, right? We can feel as if the best is behind us or our chance at love or happiness exists in our past, and it can keep us kind of stuck in not really moving forward. But I do feel like you're moving forward. I feel like it doesn't feel like it, but as long as you're doing the healing, addressing these inner beliefs, trying to tap into kind of that next version of yourself, becoming who you want to become, you're going to get to where you're trying to go. Remember, you're not where you've been, you're who you choose to become, right? Your life isn't what you've experienced, is what you choose you want to create. And so I feel like you're still in this energy of clearing out the old, but it doesn't mean that the new is never going to come. It's just going to take some time. This whole healing spiritual journey process is tricky, and it takes a lot of sticking to the healing and the faith that the universe has our back in order to get to, I don't want to call it a finish line, but kind of like where things become clear again. And then you go through it all again in the future. And such is life. Current energy for Leo, please. But I feel like this leveling up is going to lead to some pretty exciting changes in your life. See, yeah, you're working through some sadness, some grief here with the 5 of Cups in reverse. But look, with the Strength upright, you have the strength to be able to do it. Leo, you're tapping into some pretty deep inner strength here, and I really like to see it because I feel like you're tired. I feel like you might be a little worn down. Maybe physically, emotionally, spiritually too. And I really want this reading to serve as a reminder that things always improve. Things always get better. Every situation that you're in is temporary, both negative and positive. And if you're going through a tough time right now, but you're handling it in an appropriate, healthy way, then things are going to be okay in the end, and quite possibly better than you can expect. Um, so just focus on working through how you feel. Allow yourself to grieve what once was, but grieve what once was while also holding the space of what could be, right? We don't have to grieve what's left our life with the belief that nothing better is going to ever come along. We can grieve what once was and what was once a part of who we are, with also while also holding the space of, but this makes room for a lot of potential. There's a lot of good that can come from my life now. And when we can do that, we kind of allow the universe to open doors for us that we wouldn't be able to see if we stayed stuck in that past version of ourselves. All right, immediate future for Leo, clarifying bountiful harvest with the Six of Pentacles. Immediate future for Leo, clarifying bountiful harvest with the Six of Pentacles, please. Immediate future for Leo. One more. Immediate future for Leo. Ace of Cups with you as the Queen and King of Wands here. And then the Nine of Pentacles. I almost feel like this Ace of Cups. So this is just alluding to you, Leo, both the feminine and masculine energies within you, so it does not matter if you're male or female. But what it feels like is it's almost like you're creating emotional space to be able to receive what it is that you want. If you think of your energy cup, it's like all of the things that can be in your life take up a certain amount of energy. And as you release the old through processing and grieving and, physically walking away from things, you create more space. You empty that cup, which can then be filled again by the universe. But it's almost like through everything you're going through, you're creating this space within you. You're like, just like I said, that cup almost, to be able to bring about this Nine of Pentacles. So I really like that. It's almost like you're creating space for what's really meant for you, for this bountiful harvest. So consider this a message of hope for you, Leo, if you are going through a tough time right now, because I do really feel like there's a lot of good that can come from what you're going through at this time. Immediate future for Leo. Immediate future. I have a dog hair on my nose and it is tickling me. Okay. Immediate future for Leo, please. Okay. Stepping into this new beginning is going to come with fear. It's going to come with unknown. Oh my gosh. I'm sorry, guys. I don't know if you've ever had that, like a dog hair on your face or even a human hair, I guess. Okay. Stepping into a new version of yourself is going to come with fear. It's going to come with a lot of unknown experiences and expectations. And that's where the magic happens. The magic, the miracles, the abundance, it all is created when we do step outside of our comfort zone. So as you level up and you start to open yourself up to new experiences, to pursuing new paths, to new relationships, both, platonic and otherwise, you're gonna feel fear, but everything that you want exists on the other side of fear. So feel the fear, understand that it isn't a truth, and do it anyway. Level up anyway, take the risk anyway, move forward anyway. Your fear is going to be a natural part of moving forward, right? The reason that you decided that you wanted to move past how life has been for you is because you realized that you deserve better, that you want more out of your life. And you've stayed stuck there for so long because it became your comfort zone. It became what was comfortable, what was familiar, what helped you avoid a lot of fear. And so when you choose to step up to a new version of you and to new experiences in your life, you are naturally going to experience fear because you're a human being and it's going to happen. But feel that fear and do it anyway. And you will watch that, the more that you prioritize your faith and your abundance over that fear, the more that miracles are going to be able to take place in your life. An immediate future for Leo. One more for Leo's immediate future. Wow, we really blew through this reading. Messages came forward pretty clearly. All right, immediate future for Leo, please. Immediate future for Leo, please. Okay, yeah, the 10 of Wands in reverse. Drop the burden of your past. Drop the burden. You've been trying to climb uphill with these 10 wands in your back, right? You got to drop it. Drop the burden of the past. Drop the expectations placed on you by other people and by society. Drop the expectations that you've placed on yourself. Drop the judgment that you have of yourself. Drop anything that doesn't serve you, and you will be able to open the door for what does, because you have this bountiful harvest and the Six of Pentacles that wants to come your way, that wants to come towards you, and everything that we've talked about, working through all of the reasons why you don't think it's possible, all the reasons why you don't think you're deserving, all of the reasons why you don't think you're capable, whatever the fact might be, that's this 10 of Wands, right? You're carrying this burden of these limiting beliefs, these expectations, these fears, and it's time to put them down so that you can start with a clean slate. You're in an energy of leveling up, Leo, and as you level up personally in your own internal experience, that is going to be reflected outside of you. You might not see the reflection in your circumstances right away, but that's okay, because that's not how things work. The more that you level up personally and you start choosing yourself and doing what's best for you and leaving behind, again, old unsustainable patterns and behavior, the more that your life will start to be a reflection of this new version of you, and it will start to be pretty amazing. We're going to hop on over to the extended, Leo. This reading talked about what you need to know right now. The extended is going to be what you need to do right now in order to move forward in alignment with your higher self. So advice both from spirit and as well as I will be giving advice based on my experience as a spiritual coach. So any information on that is in the description box below. Thank you so much, Leo, as always, for your support of my channel. I do hope that this reading helped and resonated with you in a way that you were needing today. And as always, I wish you nothing but love and healing on your journey moving forward.